And I just lost one trying to spoon feed terrible cough syrup to a child. But I can't see squat. Now I'm trying to play that guessing game of, did I park in the first row? Did I park in the second row? Am I gonna have icicles hanging off my teeth before I find it? Probably not, because I just found it. Get me inside this bus. Good morning, everybody from Internet Land. As you can tell by my voice, probably, maybe, I don't know. It is way too early in the morning. I'm here a little bit earlier than normal, because our one day of winter is here. Today is, I'm not gonna even try to pull out my watch under all these layers. Today's Tuesday the 11th. And according to this thing, it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, kind of came out of nowhere. It was chilly yesterday. If I can get this paper towel to work with me. It was a little bit chilly yesterday, and then the temperature started dropping last night. So yeah, we get literally this today, and then starting tomorrow through the rest of the week, it warms back up. So yeah, this is our one day of winter. Welcome to Georgia. Now, I say that jokingly. It'll probably get some more cold days in January. January is usually when the actual cold days hit. If you could call it cold. I mean, 28 degrees Fahrenheit, I'd say that's pretty cold. But then again, I'm from Georgia, so say whatever you want. I know one of my friends in Michigan is, if he's watching this, he's probably falling out of his chair laughing at me right now. But yeah, that's 20s to 30s is about as cold as it ever gets in Georgia. Apparently, according to my app last night, the wind chill right now is supposedly around 20 Fahrenheit. I don't know if that's true or not. Feels like it is, but what do I know? So, I have come out here to give 171 plenty of time to wake up and warm up, both for the engine and the cabin heat. Because I have a feeling we will need that. Right. Let's take an eyeball down there. As far as I can tell, everything over there looks fine. So we'll go around this side. Yeah, you can tell I got here early because there's not like a whole bunch of other buses running right next to me. Yet. That will be coming. There's some down there. They had the same idea I had to come out here and give the buses a head start. I did have to refill the coolant yesterday, so I'm pretty sure there's a small leak somewhere, because it had only been sitting for one weekend and about a week is how long it was since the last fill up, and it was already down to the cold fill line, so that's not great, but I topped it off. Today is the, what did I say? It was the 11th, and my next service date is on the 14th. So, my plan, which I already spoke to one of the mechanics about it, is I'm just gonna write it up during the service that I suspect there's a coolant leak somewhere, and yeah, just let them kind of take a look at it. So Let's get some light and power going. Come in here. Yes, I know, low air pressure, shush. I know you didn't want to wake up either. 171's never been terribly fond of starting in the cold. She does it just very reluctantly. Kind of like me. But anyway, fast idle, everything looks stable, marker light's on. I'll go ahead and throw the strobe light on. So here's an update for you. We are now going back to doing inspections on the tablets. I don't know. I don't know why we have to change things every how many months. We do it on the tablet, then we only do certain ones on the tablet, then we do none of them on the tablet. Now we're going back to the tablet. I prefer the tablet because it's just quicker. Or it will be once I get my rhythm back. I don't have my rhythm because I'm used to doing it on the dadgum clipboard. Yes, pre-trip. We will get this. Okay, does this bother anybody else? The fact that this number pad is backwards? Because like, I'm used to a computer, right? 1, 2, 3, then above it 4, 5, 6, then above that 7, 8, 9. But no, it's completely backwards. It's 1, 2, 3 at the top, and then 7, 8, 9 at the bottom. And every time I go to punch a number in, it throws me for a loop. So 8574. We will stick that in there for the moment until I go check everything else. Air tanks are nice and full. Fuel and def's fine. Alternator is sitting around normal level. Oil pressure's fine. And obviously our temperature is ice cold. So yeah. That's the problem you run into with controlling the air inside a school bus. Is in the summer when you're running the air condition, as soon as you have alternator power to do it, you kick the air condition in and it starts cooling. Now it takes a long time for the bus to cool down, but the air coming in is punching cold pretty much straight away. The problem with heating a school bus is that to heat a school bus, the heaters have to siphon heat out of the water supply. The water supply is not yet hot because the engine itself is not yet hot. They take heat from the engine and use the water to send it to the heaters, and then the heaters do a little switcheroo and they take that heat to use it for the air that they're blowing in the cabin. So because the engine's not hot yet, the water's not hot yet, so the heaters would just be blowing cold air. So it sounds counterintuitive. You're like, I'm sitting here pretty chilly, and you know, instinctually I'm reaching for the heaters, but it's not going to do a whole lot of good yet. They're just going to be blowing around cold air because they don't have a heat source yet. So there's a very long-winded way of explaining how that works. But while that is slowly warming up, I think, since we've got air pressure and everything, let's add headlights. And I just lost one. Are you serious? Y'all saw that too, right? I literally switched it on and it died. That one works. So the high beams work. Are you serious right now? Okay, so here's what this means for me. I think I have to get a spare bus. on the coldest day of the year so far. And those CEs are not known for having excellent heaters. Nah, frick me. Why? Okay, so the high beam works, but the low beam doesn't. I literally turned it on and watched it die. Are you serious right now? And the thing is, like, this won't matter as soon as the daylight comes up. If the sun was up, which it's not quite yet, but if the sun was up, this literally wouldn't matter. But it's dark until about 6:30. So I'm about to pull an entire bus out of service over a light bulb. Well, all right, let's go, I guess, take it to the sick bay then. God above. No, let me clock out of this, I guess. Can I make that turn? We're about to find out. Yeah, we got it. All right. Why is it the coldest day of the year that this usually happens? I had this happen right after that is 1298, by the way, because I know somebody's gonna ask. I may try to grab that, unless there's another C2 over there. I don't think 99's over there. And I don't really want to drive 0909 in the cold. There's another C2 over there, but I can't see which one it is. Oh gosh. How do I get myself in these situations? I don't know. Just glad I decided to record today. Let's go get the old 54. How about that? Then we'll get plenty of heat from the engine exploding while we drive. Oh, there's 99. 99's in the sick bay for I don't know what reason, apparently. Hello. Okay, so I guess that's off the table as to what spare bus we can take. So, do I try to take one of the white top twins? I don't think their heaters are very good, though. Alright, well, let's shut down and go see what can be taken. And I literally hadn't even done the light check yet, so I didn't even have to do the post trip. Gracious. Well, it wouldn't be a LMD video if I didn't have something strange happen. Keeps it interesting, at least. Alright, do I need to take any of this with me? No, I don't think so. I won't really need those sunglasses till later. I do need my odometer. How about that? 80575. Okay. This is why you get here early on cold days. Is that back door open? Probably not. I'm probably gonna have to walk around this way. So, plenty of spare buses here to choose from, at least. That's the good news. The bad news is because it's cold, I gotta try and think of which ones have good heaters. I know usually the C2s are pretty decent with it. See, like, there's a white top here. Oh man. Do I drive a white top for a video? You're not gonna be able to see much of anything because it's gonna be dark. And they'll have that fixed by the afternoon, so it's not like I'm gonna get to drive it this afternoon. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the C2 just because I know the heater in it's better, I think. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's a little bit chilly out here. Zero, 5, 7, 5. Just sign off on it and stick that in there. And now we'll go in here and get a spare bus. Yay.
Somebody else had headlight go out this morning already.
I was about to do my light check and I had the markers on. I reached up, flipped on the headlights, and watched it go on, dead.
Dang.
I watched it die. It's tough decisions. There's actually like a handful of them in here that are good.
I know.
It's very strange.
I'm unbelievably shocked that I have that many spare buses in the joint.
I'm gonna grab 0718 then. They've been asking me to drive one of these white tops, so I'm like, you know what? That's as good a chance as any, I guess. Okay. I'm really hoping that this pays off because I have gone against my better judgment of taking a C2 because I know they have good heaters, and instead I have gone for one of the Cummins swapped white top twins because I have not yet had a chance to do a video with one, and you guys have been begging me for it. So I'm probably about to freeze my butt off for the sake of a video. Which one did I get? 18? Yeah, 18, okay. That's this one. I have not driven one of these in a hot minute. Magnets. Cool beans. That magnet feels like it's trying to come off. Stay, please. Put that back up. All right, let's go in here. Are there paper towels in here? Yes, there are. Good. I'm just now realizing I didn't grab my clicker off of 171, and I at least need one of them to make sure I don't overload on the high school shuttle. Somebody was asking me in the comments recently where I put my bus bag when I'm driving a CE. There's your answer. I try to stuff it behind the driver's seat. If that doesn't work, I put the trash can in there and then set it there, sort of, kind of. Okay. Give me keys in the ignition. If I can find it. There we go. Okay, give me paper towels. Go dive under the hood real quick. Very quick, because I want to give this thing as much time as possible to actually warm up. Yeah, I walked in there and the keys for 98 was gone, and there's why. Yeah, just that quick. As soon as I walked in there and the keys for 98 were gone, I was like, what the heck? So it was 12:01. Basically, it was my other C2 option, or this. And I thought, you know what? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and we'll go with this. On the cold, can you go in, please? Thank you. The heck was that? Okay, well, today's off to a weird start. Get in there, please. I swear some of these buses trying to get the dipstick back in is like trying to spoon feed terrible cough syrup to a child. I have 3 younger siblings, just so for context. I'm not spoon feeding random children cough syrup. That would be weird. That would be immensely weird. shouldn't have to clarify that, but I know somebody's gonna ask. All right, how is the coolant level? I'm assuming it's okay, but I can't see squat. Wow, that's a horrible faded tank. Okay. And the brake drums have covers on them, so you can't even see inside. Cool. I'll go around here. Why today? Why couldn't it be today? I mean, why couldn't it be today? Now I can't even speak right. Why couldn't this happen tomorrow when I've got a warmer day to deal with? I like the fact that winter has arrived, don't get me wrong. I mean, I hate the heat, but 28 degrees Fahrenheit when I'm dealing with this? Really? And the wind chill is like 20-ish, which I have a wind guard thing I've tried to put on the GoPro so that hopefully you can hear me. Wow, bad hair day much. Whether or not you can actually hear me is, I won't know until I get in the edit. All right, lock that side and go around here. What time is it? 14. We're okay. We're okay. This is why I got here early as I walk sideways into the doorpost. Why is the radio over there? Normally it's over there. Whatever. I don't have time to care about that. All right. Let's go. Headlights. Headlights, not headlights. That'd be weird. What is this? Oh, I forgot this bus has a radio in it. Which has been disconnected. There's no, it doesn't hook up to any speakers back there. All right. There you go. There's your Cummins swap startup. All right, where the heck is my cruise control switch? Are they over here? Yeah, they're over here. I just can't see them because they're not backlit. All right, wait. There we go. Okay, set. What was that? Why is the alternator do? Oh, it's the intake heater. I'm stupid. There we go. Oh, is it preset? Okay, the RPMs are preset. I didn't know that. All the other CEs, it's just random to whatever you want to set it. Okay, strobe light is on. I need dome lights. What does that do? I have no idea what that does. Those are the dome lights. Where's the one over my head? There's not one over my head. Are you serious right now? All right, well, I'm just gonna leave those on then. Why is there not one right here? I can't see. Okay, hang on. Okay, that's gotta go to recirc, and then that's on hot. That's split down the middle so that me and the kids get heat. Okay. Okay, rear heater.
What if it's staying hot?
Shut up. Okay, I can barely hear it turn. Barely hear it turn on.
Can you tell them that lights are not loud?
Oh, this thing is so much quieter than the Max Force buses. Okay, step heater. There we go.
They are not loud on the bus.
There's one under my butt, apparently, according to that drawing. And then the defrost fans. Not that I really need the defrost fans because the ice isn't terrible. Okay. 29,000 miles on this. I think that's on this engine. So, yeah, you can see why we picked them up. All right, let's log in. Inspection, yes. Pre-trip. All right, headlights, hazard, strobe. I gotta deal with the steering wheel buttons today. I hate that. Okay, ambers. I can see the reflection back there and up here. Okay, so those are good. Switch to reds. Stop signs look good. Side markers look good. Does this thing have manual mirrors? I bet it does. I bet it does. What's our odometer? 29er, 269er. We'll stick that in there. And I'll go walk around the back real quick and eyeball these back tires and make sure I grab my hat out of the bag. Who let the hat out of the bag? Not hat. What is the actual word? Cat. Who let the cat out of the bag? I don't know why I just messed that up. All right. Okay. Door is very stiff, but it does move. Something's wrong with this stop sign, because I've never seen one do the lights like that, and it's making squeal noises. But who cares? It's working. So we're gonna go with it. Make sure these tires are okay. Door. Come over here. Front end looks good. Gate. This thing's not even gonna be close to warm by the time I get to my first stop. But it is what it is. Shut all that off. Shut that off. Of course it would be today. Of course it would be today. No. Bugger off. Yes. Route search. 171. AM. Resync. Yes. Start. Yeah. Go. Whatever. Come on. Alright, while it's doing that, I'll turn that off and I'll come back here and grab my hat so that as soon as I take the GoPro off, I can throw that on. Well, I can see from here that my strobe light is working as I say that, and it's now obscured by the bus next to it. All right, we're just gonna real quick, I'm gonna go grab the other magnet and my clicker. And then we will get underway. I'm already a couple minutes late, but it is what it is. It will have to be what it will have to be. I think that's what that philosopher guy said. Whatever it was. All right, grab that. Run up here. And grab, I'll just take the click one for today. That'll be fine. And close the door. Good. I don't like leaving the door open, even though the thing's just gonna sit there. At least the sunrise looks pretty. Blue and orange and A yellow sea of school buses. I didn't actually look at who this was next to me. 51. 55's behind me. 56. 21's right next to me. I didn't realize that. All right, I'm gonna swap these because this one has a crack in it, so it's not terribly fond of staying on. So we'll put that one on the side and perhaps that one there. I'm not even sure if it's gonna get warm in here at all. All right, that can go there. Slide that seat up real quick. All right, how's those mirrors feel? I'd say that's good enough. So let me have my harness of death, or the prevention thereof. And we'll move that. Cool, let's, oh my God, that is a stiff brake pedal. Right, well, this is gonna take some getting used to, so I don't throw my kids through the windshield. All right, see if I can do this without tail striking 21. And I think we're good. All right. What time is it? 6:32. Not ideal, but we can deal with that. That's pretty much out, so we'll throw that away. I may as well leave the dome lights on. It's not like they're bright enough to do anything. It's so strange to me driving a second gen that's quiet, because it has a Cummins swap. I'm so used to driving these and them being ridiculously loud, which it may be louder once I get going, but I don't know, we'll see. This is also the other unfortunate event of, if I ever leave the yard late, is that there's one of the city district buses that stops down here. So we get stuck behind them. So I'll probably call the dispatcher and ask her, they can send messages through the app to my kids. Because my kids have an app, so when we log in on these tablets, it tells them, hey, your bus is here, your bus is nearby, or if we have a spare bus, it tells them your route is being served by bus whatever this morning or this afternoon. So the dispatcher can also sends announcements through the app to students. So when I get closer to my first stop, I can kind of gauge it then and go, hey, I'm 6 minutes behind, 2 minutes behind, 3 minutes behind, whatever it is. And she can send announcements to the kids. And between that and the kids watching their app for the notification that I'm nearby, if the kids use their brain and do it right, they won't have to stand out in the cold more waiting for me. They can stand inside their house, or if their parent brings them to the stop, they can sit in the car or whatever, and they can stay warm until I'm actually close. Now, are middle schoolers bright enough to think through that process of doing that, I don't know. I've got some middle schoolers that are awesome, and I've got others that are, well, less so. So now the trick is I've got to do my left turn across this highway and deal with two railways, or one railway and two red lights even. Ooh, Christmas lights. Get out of the way, please, and thank you. The more I look at this crossover mirror right here, the more I'm convinced it's too far that way. I'm not sure if they can pivot. I think they can. So I may do a little friends action on it and kind of pivot it back that way, you know. That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. All right. You can barely hear the blinker at all, and it's not showing up on the light board. So if it doesn't click itself off, then I'm just gonna have to notice and do it myself. Why the frick? Okay. Here's a public service announcement. Don't forget to set your door pressure. Because I forgot to flip that switch until I looked over and realized that the door was halfway open. That's what happens when you get in a rush. And I need to be able to hear this, but I don't want to turn it up too much because it's right in front of the GoPro. Alright, we got somebody coming, but I'm going to rely on the Cummins to get us up this hill. Actually, that acceleration's not too bad. That's not bad at all for a bus. And I can feel the cabin starting to warm up, which is good. The goal is usually on the cold days, on the really, really cold days, I would wear an extra layer and then take that layer off about the time I got to my first stop. We'll see if that actually happens. Because then, like, if I get too warm, I can always crack a window. You know, I'm trying to keep the kids nice and warm and toasty. I've also just realized that the clock on that radio is completely wrong. Oh. Well, I don't have the time nor the care to fix it right now. I may try to look at it later when I bring the bus back or something. The alternator gauge on the dashboard has no backlighting, but that's okay because the actual ambient light from the sun coming up and the other gauges around it means that I can kind of still see what it says. Got some kind of weird vibration right there as you come by about 40 miles an hour. Oh shoot, seriously? Thank you for that, red light. Well, the morning was going well, and then things gradually began to happen that made me begin to question whether the rest of the morning was going to stay going well. And I also didn't grab my water, which means because of just sinus stuff and talking at a voice where the camera can hear me this early in the morning, my throat is beginning to hurt. No, let's not do that. I changed my mind. I'll try to do it right before I think the light's gonna change. Like now? Maybe? Really? There's nobody over there in the turn lane. Come on. I do get crap like this that happens on days I'm running late. And I've also just realized the left blinker works, but the light in the dash occasionally doesn't. Just one of those spare bus things, I guess. Never really sure what you're gonna get into. I do like the amount of power this thing has, though. I like it. It has about the same amount of power as the C2 because it's the same daggum engine. Something, that air conditioner over there is rattling. What time is it? 6:42. Should not have just... Not sure how I did that. I just accidentally put it in 4th gear. Which didn't seem to actually work because it didn't change gears. That might be a safety mechanism. So I should be leaving my first stop already. And I'm not even there yet. Ay, 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 ay. Got another bus behind me, but I can't tell who it is. Alright, what are the odds we're gonna get stuck at this light? Please don't. Please just let me through. Please just let me through. I don't have time to be stopping again. Please. Please. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Not sure where the moon is at this morning. I'm assuming somewhere over there, I just can't see it. I did go get some pictures of it the other day when it was really bright. Actually, I think it was that night after that when it came around and it was coming up over there. Because by the time I got off the bus the other day, it was gone completely. Oh, I did get, I don't know if I mentioned my Apple Watch screen shattered. Turns out I could buy a brand new one that's the exact same model for the same amount of money, actually less money, than shipping mine to the closest Apple place to get repaired. Because turns out only Apple places can do it. Why am I not surprised? Alright, I gotta start picking up kids. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so fast forward a couple hours. It has only marginally warmed up outside. I have finished everything for the morning and I'm now back at the yard. And of course, on the morning I have appointments and somewhere to be, I've got to now wait in a line for fuel. County policy, when you return a spare bus, you refuel it and sweep out the inside. So, yeah. Are they honking at me? Stand by. Go. You in line? What are you doing back here? She should be leaving a gap right there. You should be able to go over there. Yeah. I'll slide in behind you. Well, that's not great. I inadvertently cut in line because Jimmy here has decided to leave a gap this large for the fuel line, which is very confusing. And he was like, they still got to get through. But I'm like, 162, you should have been over there leaving a hole. That way he can pull all the way up. Oh my gosh. Nothing we do around here makes sense. Let's get some fast idle going. I have noticed this bus is like, other than the air governor doing that, this bus is as quiet, if not quieter actually, than my C2 during fast idle, but that is the only time. It's louder in every other situation. We'll turn the dome lights off. I'm kind of an idiot. I got halfway through my route before realizing I forgot to turn the boost pump on for the water lines, which would have massively accelerated the heating process, so I turned them on. So I know somebody was probably screaming at me, turn the boost pump on. You didn't turn the boost pump on. I did turn the boost pump on. That's the other thing that's been happening, is I cannot get the dadgum parking brake to quit hissing. Was my bus that far over this morning, or did they move it? I don't know. I'll tell you this though, because it's daytime now, if I get back this afternoon and they haven't been able to change the light, I'm taking my own bus and I'll fix the light later or bring it in after. Shouldn't be a very long process, you would think, but when you've got, you know, 15,000 buses to work on, we went from having nobody in the sick bay to having everybody in the sick bay. Go freaking figure. Don't know how that works. So I'm basically gonna hang out here and throw some fuel in this thing, sweep it out real quick, and then go turn it back in and go about my day. And hopefully it won't be too long after I record this that I actually get these up. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stick around in the comment section if you feel like it. If not, totally fine. And I'll catch you in the next video.